Question 3 is most extreme place where you've had sex. Wow. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, then hello and welcome to my channel. If you'd like to subscribe, then please hit that subscribe button down below and also the little notification bell, because then you'll be notified every time that I actually upload a video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little sit down and girly talk. So if you don't actually already follow me on Instagram, I did actually put a post for some of you to ask me some questions or topics to talk about, like girl talk topics kind of thing. I picked out about 21 of those questions, and I'm just gonna sit and talk and hope that some of these topics and conversations will help you. I'm not a pro at anything, these are just my personal experiences and my personal opinions. Yeah, let's just crack on with the video and start with question 1. So question 1 is, what are you most passionate about? So I'd say I'm most passionate about success and just kind of making it in life. My dream would be to have my own salon. Or my own kind of beauty brand, so my own lashes. Basically I'm obsessed with lashes, and actually I've recently just started doing a lash course online. It's all an online course, so I'm literally super excited to start that up. I'm kind of halfway through it at the moment. I'm just kind of pacing through it. I've got 3 months to complete it, and then I'll get my certificate at the end, so I'll be able to start doing individual lashes on some clients. Hopefully I'll be able to get going with that. Yeah, no, my absolute goal would be to either have my own salon, or my own makeup brand or fashion brand, because I do also like fashion as well, so I have my own clothing brand or something like that. I'd absolutely love that. Okay, question number 2 is, what do you think is the worst thing about being in a relationship? Personally, in the relationship I'm in now, there's not actually anything bad about being in the relationship. I have always been a relationship kind of gal. So personally, in my experience, I don't know, I don't find anything worse about being in a relationship. But I think one thing would probably be as most girls will probably agree, is weight gain, because I don't know about anyone else's boyfriends or girlfriends, but I seem to eat a lot more than what I would without him. It's always takeaways, so yeah, that would be one of the things. I guess the other would probably be it's not really a worst thing about a relationship, but I actually genuinely just struggle to open up. So if I have a problem in with me or in the relationship, then I don't tend to talk about it. I'll just leave it, and then I just let it build up to the point where I'll then explode. So obviously that's not the greatest way to deal with things. So yes, don't take my advice on that one, because I'm just not very good at opening up. Something I'm working on. So question 3 is, most extreme place where you've had sex. So I'm not going to go into detail massively on this one, mainly because I find that sort of topic is quite personal and private. But I'm just going to say it was in a car, in a field. Well, not really in a field, but by a field, and that's where I'm leaving it. Suspense. Question 4 is, date night or girls' night? This is a hard one, because I absolutely love going on date nights with Lou. They're my favourite, but then I also do love a girls' night with my gals. So I couldn't actually decide which one I prefer more, because they're both great. Question 5 is, how do you know when you have found the one? For me, I think it's when you start being yourself around them and you can literally talk about anything. That for me is when I know that they're the one. When I've found the one, then I just know, and it just feels different. And I've only had 2 boyfriends, my past one and my current one now, and they are both completely different, if I'm completely honest. Mine and Lou's relationship right now is completely different to my past relationship, and it's in a good way. It's completely different in a good way, and it's just so much better, like completely. I'd say the next thing is probably like you're their first priority. If they really, really want to kind of, you know, build a future with you, then you are obviously going to be their priority. So yeah, they don't have to put you first constantly. I understand obviously boys have friends or girlfriends have friends, and it's not always about your partners. Like you have got to put your friends like first in some situations as well. And one final thing is like you value your time together. So like when you're going on dates and stuff, it's not just, you're not just sat there with no conversation at all. You are genuinely like sat there listening to each other, enjoying yourselves, having a laugh. Like that to me is love. You obviously need to appreciate seeing each other, and if you don't, then it's kind of like, well, you feel like you're wasting your time seeing them. You want to feel appreciated. You want to make, like, especially like me and Lou, we don't actually live very close together. I actually live about 50 minutes from him. So when I go to see him, of course, I want to be appreciated and like my time to be valued, because it's not like I've just driven around the corner to see him. Like I've driven like 50 minutes. So yeah, and I'm not saying like Lewis doesn't do this, like 100% he does. He values my time, I value his, and yeah, that's just in my opinion how you know you found the one. Yeah. Question number 6 is, do you want to get married one day? 100% yes, not in any rush to. We are still very young, but I know already where I want to get engaged. So Lewis, if you are watching this, then keep your ears peeled. My dream is to be proposed to at Disneyland. Aww. I just would love it, like in front of the Disney castle, maybe a bit of the parade going on, I don't know, but in my head I would love to be proposed to in front of the Disney castle somehow, somewhere. Like as long as it's Disney, I don't care, and yeah, that would be my dream. But yes, no, I definitely want to get married. I've already like got my idea of what my wedding dress is gonna, oh, bit of the hair. Got an idea of what I want my wedding dress to look like, so yeah. I feel like I'm not the only girl who looks at wedding dresses and gets an idea in their head of what they want, because that's definitely me. It's just a day of celebration really, isn't it? Like, let me say now, Lewis, hun, if you do not cry when I'm walking down the aisle to you, then I'm gonna have to debate the actual wedding. Like, is it just me, or I want my partner to cry when I'm walking down the aisle to them, simple as. And if you don't cry, we're either gonna retake or it's over. I'm joking. Question 7 is thoughts on contraception. So I'm actually on the pill called Sorel. I've literally been on it ever since I've started like contraception, so I've never changed, it's always been that one. I've never actually tried any other forms of contraception before, so I know there's so many options out there, some more effective than others, but there are so many different versions. So you obviously got the coil, you've got the implant, there's injections, or you've got the pill. I don't know if there's any more I've missed out. But personally for me, the first thing I tried was the Sorel pill, and I've actually not had any problems, so I've not actually felt the need to change. So I've actually been really, really lucky. With this pill, I think it's the mini pill, and I don't get periods on it, which is what I wanted. And some people may be like, well, that's not natural. I know my mum, for a start, is not very keen on that. And some people obviously say, like, you know, it's natural to have periods every 4 weeks, like otherwise where, like, it's disgusting, but like where is that blood going? Like it's just sitting in your body. And obviously I can't tell you the amount of pregnancy scares I've had, because obviously I don't get periods, and you know, every girl just wakes up sometimes, feels a bit sick, or their stomach feels a bit bloated, and they're like, oh my god. Well, I don't know about anyone else, but the first thing I do is, oh my god, I'm pregnant. And I start worrying, I'll go and buy a test, and then it turns out it's like negative anyway. But I do honestly like just get myself so worked up about it. I'll get like the slightest little cramp, or I'll get the slightest little bit of feeling sick, and yeah, I'm straight away like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, but that's the only downfall with that pill, is obviously if you do have a scare, it's hard to know, because basically obviously a lot of people rely on their period to know if they're pregnant or not. But I also know people who still got their periods even when they was pregnant, so yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much. I've never really had any bad side effects with the pill either. Like, I know a lot of people have had side effects from pills, such as like migraines, like really bad headaches. Some people are sick. Some people get like body changes, like weight gain or like loss of weight, and also as well like mental health. Like, some people have gained anxiety and depression through contraceptive pills. So there are a lot of side effects that do come with contraception, and I am just very fortunate to have never really experienced any of these. So yeah, I'm not sitting there and recommending anyone go on to the pill I'm on, because everyone's body is different. So my body just may react different with this pill to what yours may. So yeah, don't go and jump to the same pill I'm on, because I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what's best for you. Obviously just be safe and make sure that you are taking your pill when you should, because I am actually quite bad for that. With the Sorel pill, you're meant to take it at the exact same time each day. So I've actually got an app. At 8:30 every morning it notifies me. If I then don't switch all that off, it will remind me again at 9:30 and at 10:30, and at 10:30 will be the last notification I'll get to remind me. So it gives me a 3-hour window to take my pill. And I really like that, because if I didn't have that then I would forget. But yeah, sometimes I haven't taken it till like the afternoon or the evening, and I'm like, oh. But we're okay at the moment, so yes. Okay, so question 8 is, do you use tampons or sanitary towels? So when I very first got my period, which was at the age of like 13, I started using sanitary towels. I didn't really know much about periods, as probably not many teens at that age would. So I didn't really know what I was doing, and my mum just recommended sanitary towels were probably the best option. Now, like, if I do have a period and stuff, and for like the past like 3 or 4 years I have been using tampons. I just feel that they're a bit more hygienic, because obviously with a sanitary towel they are kind of just like a nappy, and you are just, without sounding gross, you are obviously just sitting in your period. I would say tampons are my best use for periods. Obviously I don't get them, but if I do, then it is a tampon that I would use. So question 9 is, what was your worst breakup? So I've actually only ever had one breakup. It wasn't great. I think we tried to remain civil and to be friends, but I think we was literally just kidding ourselves. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I genuinely don't think that you can be friends with exes. Mine is blocked on everything, and I think vice versa, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. I am that kind of person, I don't really want to see what that person is up to, and I don't really want them to see what I'm up to, so I kind of just want it to be like, you live your life and I'll live mine. We tried to remain friends, and it just was not going to work. Some people are actually able to remain friends with their exes, which is obviously not an issue. Like, I mean, I wish it could happen, but I just think if you're trying to move on and stuff, it just makes it a lot more harder. So yeah, personally, I don't think I can remain friends with an ex. Not the greatest breakup. I've only had one, so I've got really nothing to compare it to. So yeah. Question 10, do you always try to look perfect and do you care about your appearance? Yes, this is a big yes. Mainly I care about my appearance like for myself, like for my own kind of like matter, but obviously as well I try to keep up with my appearances for my boyfriend and make sure that, you know, I'm always looking fine. I don't know if it's just me, but when I go out for nights out sometimes, I tend to suffer with a bit of anxiety to the point, like, mainly because I'm just worried that I don't look good enough. I'm worried that there's groups of girls like staring at me thinking, oh, what the hell does she look like? She looks awful. And it just like makes me like not be able to enjoy my night. Which is ridiculous. I shouldn't care what other people think, but yes, I do care about my appearance, but it is majority of the time for myself, or because I care what other people think, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't want my appearance to be like not great to the point where my boyfriend's like, oh, what am I with? You know, goodbye. Okay, so question number 11 is, does clothing size matter? This is a big not at all. Everybody is different. You shouldn't be judged on your clothing size at all. Like, it literally doesn't matter. We're literally all the same person. So many shops differ on their sizes. It depends on the material, like if you want it baggier, like clothing size does not matter. I do not care about upping my sizes if it means that I'm gonna get my clothes fitting more comfortable, because I'd rather be comfortable than uncomfortable in something really, really tight that I can't physically breathe in. Okay, so question number 12 is, do you have insecurities? If so, what are they? These are something I have not actually properly touched upon on my channel. I may have briefly mentioned them, but there is one major insecurity that I do have, and that is my nose. Most people who know me will know this, but yes, it is my nose. Fortunately, my dad was lucky enough to give me his lovely nose. He was actually nicknamed Honky, so that's now been transferred down to me, which is, I haven't got the smallest nose. I haven't, I know that. And there's been times where people have caught me on a side profile from a picture, and the first thing to me that stands out is my nose, and I absolutely hate it. I try everything that I can do to make it look smaller, but yes, my nose really does like just get me down. I hate it. I'm trying to learn to love it and like work with it, but if I did have the money, I would get a nose job. Nothing drastic, I just want it to be slightly smaller, because at the moment that's the one thing that really bothers me about my face. It just is there, it just sticks out, you know. So yeah, that is one of my biggest insecurities. And question 13 is, what is your night out routine? So I'm going to try and make this just short and snappy, but majority of the time if I'm going out in my hometown, then I will have people over, so I'll have the girls over and we will get ready. So they will arrive and we will pour our pre-drinks, we'll pour our drinks. Barely any of that will ever get drunk, because the majority of the time pre-drinks is spent getting ready. I will literally then start doing my makeup. I like to do my makeup first. It gets really hot in my house, so we've always got like about 10 different fans on. But yeah, no, I will start with my makeup, sip my drinks as and when, we'll have the music blaring. Well, not blaring too much because, you know, I don't want all the neighbours. But yes, then next I'll move on to my hair. I like to get my outfit out ready, already hung up, so I know that my outfit is sorted, because the outfit for me is the most stressful part. If I don't know what I'm wearing, I get really stressed out. If I'm not feeling my outfit, then I'm not feeling the night and I won't enjoy myself. So the outfit for me is most important, so I'll always make sure that it's ready and I've tried it on and I like it, and then I won't look at myself anymore, because I will actually force myself in my mind to change my opinion on the outfit. So yeah, Like, we say we're gonna have like pre-drinks, but by the time we finish getting ready, which is like 3 or 4 hours later, the taxi's outside and it's time to go. So we've had like 1 drink and we end up having to spend more out, which is a bit of a pain, but I find the night out, like getting ready for the night out is actually the best part. Like, it's better than actually going out. I don't know about anyone else, but that's my favourite part. It's like getting ready to go out. That's the best part. Question 14 is, do you know your future baby names? Yes, I do. I mean, doesn't every girl have like a page on their notes just full of baby names? Like, I've got a list of girls and a list of boys, and I've like put stars next to all the ones that are going to be definite. Unfortunately, Lou doesn't actually like some of them, so there's going to be a bit of an issue there. He seems to have this obsession with the name Diego and thinks that we're going to name our kid Diego, which, hun, is not going to happen. Like, we are not naming our kid Diego. Nothing against the name Diego, by the way, but we're not naming our son Diego. That's even if we have a son. He got me a teddy bear from IKEA, so that's now named Diego, so we actually can't name the kid that because the teddy's named it. So sorry Lou, but I got you out of that one. Question 15 is, how many kids do you want in the future? I'd say between 2 and 3. I used to always say 4, but now I think that might be a bit too much to handle. So I've narrowed it down to like 2 or 3. I've always loved the idea of having a big family. I'm a family girl, love family, and yeah, I'd love to have 2 or 3, because I think if you have 3, there's like more for like them to play with each other and stuff. So yeah, 3, definitely 3, or 2 if not. Yes, annoying. Also, can you leave your opinions on my hair? I actually decided to like flick it outwards instead of in, and I'm actually really feeling it. I feel like I'm from like the 60s or 70s, I can't remember the eras. So question number 16 is, what is your thoughts on giving birth? Does it scare you? Yes and no. The thought of like the actual giving birth part scares me, yeah, because I've got like a whole human that's going to be coming out of my pee-pee hole. But like, obviously after, it's going to be like so rewarding, so then it kind of says no, because then, like, you know, it's kind of like a vending machine. You're scared because you're like, oh, is my chocolate bar going to come out or is it going to get stuck? And then it comes out and you're like, oh yes, I've got my chocolate bar. I know it's the worst comparison ever, but yeah, I'm kind of nervous but not, because obviously at the end, like, you're literally getting like the gift of life, but then you've got to go through a lot of pain to get that. But I've actually got quite wide hips, like really wide hips, and apparently that's really good for childbirth, so I could be in luck here, could be in luck. I've been blessed by the gods. Question 17 is, do you have fake tanning tips, and what is your favourite fake tan? So my fake tanning top tips in a nutshell would be, once you've applied your fake tan and you've washed off that layer, I will apply gradual tanning moisturiser. It could be any, it could be like a medium one or a dark one, and I'll apply that like 1 or 2 times in the week. If I want it to last a bit longer, up until like the end of the week, then I'll put like another layer on. So I do like 3 times a week, but 1 to 2 just to keep the skin moisturised as well as keeping that tan up. Obviously, for getting tan off, I do recommend coffee scrub. It's actually something that I've purchased recently and it's insane. I will leave the link below for the coffee scrub that I use, but you literally just leave it on your body and just let it soak for like 3 minutes, not even that long, and then you just wash it off. Obviously wash yourself with some soap after, because you will stink of coffee. And then my other tip would be to like make sure you're moisturising daily. This is also something that I've been doing recently, as I was really bad with actually keeping up and moisturising myself. So if you moisturise, when it comes to taking your tan off at the end of the week, it's actually a lot easier. So little top tip there. But I have actually got a fake tanning video of how I apply it and some little tips on my channel already. So if you want, it's here. You can just give it a little click. I will leave the link below for my tanning video as well. Also, if you want to go and check that out. My favourite fake tans are the Sun-Kissed brand. You can actually pick this up in... Just got a plane passing by, guys. I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, no, my favourite tan would be Sun-Kissed. You can literally pick this up in Home Bargains. It's super cheap. I think it's like $2.99 or $3.99, and it just gives you such a nice golden coloured tan, and I absolutely love it. I definitely like Sun-Kissed. I love Bondi Sands. That tan is amazing, but it's a bit more on the expensive side, so it's very rare that I'll get that. Mainly get that like if there's a special occasion, you know. I can't go wrong with a bit of St. Moritz. That stuff will stick to your skin. It gives you a lovely colour. So yeah, I love a bit of St. Moritz. And the other tan I quite like is Cocoa Brown as well. It's also affordable. You can pick this up in Tesco. So, you know, love me some tan. Fake Tan Queen over here. Gradual moisturisers that I use, it's literally, I'll either get the Garnier one with the apricot in, it smells of apricots, it's insane, or I'll get the Dove one, and that also smells insane. It doesn't have that fake tan smell, it just smells so good. Yep. So question 18 is, what is your opinion on boys in relationships liking other girls' pictures? I think it depends on the photo. If it was a photo of like a pretty much naked girl or like half naked girl who they don't know, I would be a bit like, oh, I'd be a bit offended, because I'd be like, oh, okay, like she's pretty much naked. If it's a girl that he knows and stuff, like I've not got an issue like that. I'm not going to sit there and stalk through whose photos he's liking, because I just really don't, I actually don't understand how people have the time for that. Like, if you do it, there's not, like, that's you, but personally I just wouldn't, I just think it's very busy. I don't have the time to sit there and stalk through who my boyfriend's been liking or following and stuff. Like, no trust if you're doing that. So yeah, I think I would be offended if it was someone who I didn't know and they were pretty much half naked, but other than that, I'm genuinely not bothered. I don't even look for that sort of stuff, because why would I want to look for something that might upset me? So yeah, it doesn't bother me in the slightest, really. Question number 19 is weight loss. How did you lose weight? Now, I've had a lot of people saying to me for a while now that I've lost a lot of weight, which I haven't noticed in myself, but you never do, obviously. But then I've looked back at photos from like 2 or 3 years ago, and I noticed it now. I was a bit bigger then, like drastically. Like Lewis was literally like, cool, you were tubby, and I was like, thanks Lou, love you. Yeah, I actually really don't know how. At the moment I'm doing boot camp most evenings. Boot camp doesn't actually run on Tuesdays, so hence why I'm filming tonight. I really enjoy boot camp. It's literally after work, starts at 6:30. It's my way of kind of just releasing any stresses. It makes me feel so good. It lifts my mood. And like, even if I'm really like, say I'm having a bit of a down day, that for me is the best time to go, because I will perform my best at my boot camp session. So I really, really enjoy that. I try to eat healthy most of the time, mainly in the week, because I know as soon as I'm seeing Lou at the weekends, then that healthy eating is out the window, because he and I love a takeaway when we're together. But yeah, I just try to maintain like a balanced diet. I don't want to be I'm never too strict on myself at all. If I want a bit of chocolate, I will have a bit of chocolate.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
I honestly don't like when people say to me, how did you lose it? I genuinely don't know. It just went like, I just lost a stone like that a couple of years ago, and I've just remained the same ever since, and I honestly do not know where it went. I am not like perfectly slim right now. Like, there's still, even though I've lost all that weight and I look back now and think, oh my god, I didn't realise I was actually a lot bigger there. But even now, I'm still not where I'm at. Like, I'm still not at where I want to be. There's still like a bit of weight that I would like to budge a bit to be where I'd like to be like perfect. But obviously you see yourself very different to what other people see, so I've got to try and remind myself that. But I also can't say no to chocolate sometimes, and that's my struggle, is the diet part. So question number 20 is, do you struggle with body image? And that is yes. I find, so basically I've got really bad hip dips, so my hips are really, really wide, but then obviously where my thighs are, it goes in. So I do struggle if I am buying like a bodycon dress or anything like really like tight, because I just feel like it's very, very visible and it annoys me. Like, it really does annoy me. I hate it. I've seen so many posts on Instagram of other like people who also have hip dips, and it actually made me feel normal. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me who had hip dips. I thought it was just me who had these massive hips and they stuck out on all the dresses. But when I saw someone on Instagram post it, I just thought, okay, like, I am normal. Like, everyone has, you know, there's some people out there with the same things as you. Also, like, I really don't like my like bottom belly. It's a bit podgy. So it's, you know, again, going back to the lose weight question, that is something that I'd like to just budge a little bit more to be happy with. But yeah, body image, I'm not too fussed about, but the only thing that did bother me was my hip dips, but I've started to learn to like love them. Like, they're growing on me, literally growing. Okay, so this is the final question. It is, how do you feel about right person, wrong time? Personally, this could offend some. I disagree. I think if they are the right person, then you make it work. I don't believe in the right person, wrong time, but would try and make it work, whether it be long distance or something like that, then you would just keep it going if you were really that strong couple. Like, this is where it could, obviously, like, I get that could probably offend people, because there's probably people out there who have found the right person and it was the wrong time. I completely get that, like, but personally to me, I just disagree with it. I think if you really like that person, then you'll make it work. But that's just my opinions. Don't come at me with the hate, but yeah, that's my opinion. But that is all of your girl talk questions. I've literally been talking for over 40 minutes right now. So yeah, that was a really, really juicy girl talk. So thank you everyone who sent me in some questions. It really is so appreciated. I did actually manage to get through them all, but I could also do a part 2 if you'd like to see that. But yeah, God, I just love sit down and chat videos. Like, I just find them the best. Like, and you just get to get down and deep real quick. Sounds so wrong. That will then conclude today's video. If you did like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up, and if there's any other topics that you would like me to discuss in possibly a part 2 girl talk video, then just leave them in the comments below, and if I get enough, then I will do a part 2 of a girl talk. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I shall see you very soon.
Watch the time, I can't find the point where our two paths